Do you feel like you're barely keeping your head above water? That no matter how hard you try, meaningful progress remains out of reach? Heather gets that. She battled an eating disorder for years before seeking help. Now in recovery, Heather is here to tell you that positive change is possible even when it doesn't feel that way. Join her as she shares openly about her struggles and small triumphs. Fair warning though, Heather doesn't hold back. Her candid story may trigger some. But for those wanting honesty, hope, and healing, this is 1% Better with Heather. The information and stories shared on 1% Better are based on host Heather's personal experiences with eating disorders and mental health challenges. Heather is not a licensed doctor, therapist, dietitian, or other health professional. Her advice and opinions should not be taken as professional medical advice. Please consult your physician or a qualified health provider regarding any medical or health-related issues. 1% Better also contains descriptions of eating disorders that may be triggering for some listeners. Discretion is advised.
Hey there, my little gaffers, and welcome to 1% Better with Heather. Today's episode is Hospital Part 3. Again, I had to make notes because my brain still has blocked out a lot of stuff, so it takes me a couple days to piece puzzle pieces together, so please bear with me here. So I'm still in the ER, but now I got moved to my own room, which was like a glass room, like the windows were glass, the door was glass, but it shut and I was by myself. So thank God, because if you've ever been in the ER with a bunch of crazy people, no thank you. Leave me alone. So they put me in this room. I got my blanket, my pillows. I have a friend constantly coming. She's bringing me iced coffees, like my favorite drink ever from Starbucks. And she brought me some coloring books and some crosswords. I have my iPad so I can watch movies. I'm in my own little world. It's not that bad, actually. I have this tube up me. No feed bag, though. They can't find the feed bag, so to speak. Like, I don't know why it's so hard to find, but they can't find it. And I'm right across from the nurse's station. And my nurse assigned to me does not fuck around. Let me tell you. She was like, "Mm." And I was like, all right, I know my role here. Heather, shut up. So, but I do what I do best. I start talking and I'm like, how are you today? Blah. And I'm always nice. Like, I'm beyond nice. I am the perfect patient. And I'm asking about her day, and I hope she's having a good day, and I hope everything's going all right. So the great thing about my room is I don't have to worry about my stuff because my door shuts, and I can walk outside, have my cigarette, go grab my coffee. I'm just like the spokesperson for Cervimoral Hospital at this point. And I'm like talking to people, making friends, right? Because I'm like, if I'm going to be here, I'm going to at least like have some fun. However, I have been assigned a bodyguard, as I call them. Someone is watching me 24/7. I'm not allowed to go to the bathroom by myself. I'm not allowed to have a shower by myself. I'm not allowed to go outside by myself. They are with me constantly. And I'm like, yay, this sounds fun. I guess they thought I was going to like run. So my doctor told me, listen, someone's going to be with you. And I'm like, whatever, just go along to get along. I'm not here to make anyone's day shit, right? Like, I just want to go outside, have my smoke, come back, go to bed. So for the most part, most of my bodyguards were really, really nice. I did get a few who thought that they were in charge of me, and that did not go well for them. I will say that. I am petty. I am Tom freaking petty because you don't know how it feels to be me. No, I'm not down for this, right? Leave me alone. I said I was staying. I'm staying. You're not my mom. Back off. So like I say, for the most part, it wasn't too bad. My nurse then comes in with half a sandwich, and it was chicken salad. And she's like, "The cafeteria sent this to you." I was like, "Oh, all right, good. I'm freaking starving to death here." Right. And she's like, "This is weird. No one gets food at this time in their like check in for eating disorder recovery. Why are you so special?" And I was like, "Well, I didn't phone them, right? Like, you think I got friends in the cafeteria?" I didn't make friends later, but not then. And she was like, "Well, you must be something different." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And right from then out, she was like my BFF. She was beside me, advocating for me, fighting for me. The great thing is about nurses, my husband's mom was an RN and she actually taught at a university, the nursing course. So he has a really good way of understanding nurses. So he kind of like speaks nurse, if that makes sense. And he's like, "Do not be mean to this woman. She is the head nurse. She will make your life a living hell." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So that really came in handy, let me tell you. But while I'm in this room, still no feedback. I'm getting pricked and prod every 5 seconds. They're taking my blood sugar every 2 hours. I'm hooked up to everything, like everything. They were putting adapters on me. I was hooked up to everything and getting ECGs constantly, all the above. I'm like living in my own little world. Woohoo. And I'm kind of like ignorance is bliss right about now. Right. And I have my friends now sneaking me in food because I'm starving to death. And I'm like, "I don't care. I need to eat." So they're bringing me like trail mix and like bars and raisins, prunes, because I couldn't go to the bathroom. I'm like, "I need some prunes, man. Like, this is getting out of control." And so I'm pretty sure that did not help me while I was getting my sugars tested all the time because my sugar levels were spiking and they couldn't figure out why. Meanwhile, I'm like hoarding food in there and stuffing my face because I'm so freaking hungry. Oh my gosh. And then finally, the feedback shows up. Yay. And they hooked me up to the machine that, you put the tube through and it releases the food into your stomach on a timer, right? So only so much can come out for so long, right? I have this magical power of being an X-Men. Any machine they hooked up to me from there on out died within 2 seconds. So my nurse comes in, hooks it up. It goes for like, I'm not even kidding, 5 minutes. It's beeping. It's got an alarm going off. And she's like, "What did you do?" I'm like, "I didn't touch anything. I didn't do anything." And she's like, "Why is this stopping?" I was like, "I don't know." Right. And she's like looking at me and I was like, "I didn't touch it. I promise." And so she gets another one. That happens again. That happened 6 more times. 6. And I was like, for crying out loud, what is going on around here? But I'm just lucky that she did end up on my side because really I did not want to piss that woman off at all. At all. And then I need to have a shower. And my bodyguards come in with me. And I was like, not happening. No way. And I don't care. I don't. You're not coming in that shower with me. So thank God my sister was there. And I was like, "Can my sister come in with me?" And she's like, "Oh, okay." Right. I'm like, "You're not a nurse. You're not a doctor. You're just somebody." And I'm just like, no, like it weirds me out. I'm sorry. I don't care. So I hang out down there for a bit. in this one room that I quite like. And then it comes time to clean my feeding tube. And how they do that is like they take it apart and they get a syringe of water and they like flush the water through, right? I don't know if they gave me something to sleep or what, but I was out, out. And it's like 2 o'clock in the morning this one time. And I guess someone comes in to flush the feeding tube. Let me tell you something for all the nurses out there, do not use cold water. I thought I was drowning. I jump up out of this bed and I'm crying and I'm like, I'm drowning, I'm drowning, I'm drowning. And I can feel all this cold going down through my throat and into my chest. And it literally feels like jump in a pool and hang out on the bottom. I thought, I'm like, what is going on? All of a sudden, I don't know what's going on. Bunch of people come out. They're holding me down on a bed. I weigh nothing. Like, it could have taken like one person to hold me down. No, I got 5 people holding me down on this bed. And I'm like, oh my God. Now I'm thinking I am going to go to psych because I always thought I was going to go there. But thinking that at my house is a long way away than the next floor up. Right. So I'm like, oh my God. And I'm flipping out. I'm like, I'm drowning. I'm drowning. What the fuck is going on? I'm punching people. Oh yeah. No, it was a mess. And I was like, what are you doing? My head nurse comes in, who likes me at this moment. She's like, what are you doing? You don't use cold water. You use lukewarm. No wonder this poor girl thinks that she's like drowning. She's yelling at everyone. I'm crying. I'm like hoping not to go to psych. What a mess. What a mess. And then the next day, I remember like the one bodyguard talking to the other bodyguard going, "Oh yeah, no, she's not compatible. She was fighting people last night." I'm like, "I'm fighting people because you try to kill me." Bunch of morons. So that's going on. And of course, I'm in Cervimoral Hospital, so all the fun's going on down there. If you've ever been there, it's a shit show. So I'm like just one of the crazy people now. So yay. And then it's the next day, and they're going to move me. They finally got me a bed on this ward that I've been waiting for, right? The Shangri-La ward. And then that didn't go so hot.
That's all for this episode of 1% Better. To continue the conversation, head over to our website at www.1percentbetter.ca, where you can access more stories and resources. We'd also love it if you subscribed and left us a review on your favorite podcast platform. And remember, friends, progress takes patience, perspective, and sometimes a little help from people who get it. So be kind to yourself and others as we work to get 1% better every day. We'll see you back here next week.